Welcome to my bootleg setup and this miraculous new podcast called DaPoddy. The first time I was on my friend's podcast and I was like, guys, go check out DaPoddy. And it took me like a few hours after posting to realize, and I used to call a lot of podcasts potties, that it could have came across as potty, as in piss. And it took me a little too long to realize that. So it is DaPoddy, as in the podcast, by saying the instead of the, because I am very hip and cool. If you don't know that, you're gonna learn that. So stay tuned. Once I learned that this hooked up to my phone, bro, oh my god, because my last phone, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have done this. And it works. Okay, like this hooks up to my phone and it works. So that's super cool to me. If you can't see it, I am holding my microphone that has a stand on it that probably shouldn't be held and should be sitting down. But I don't follow the rules because I'm also a rule breaker. Okay, we're learning a lot about each other in this process and I'm very happy about it. So what's your favorite color? It's one of my favorite questions to ask new people. It's one of the things I feel like I need to know about someone in order to know their true essence of who they are. Without knowing their favorite color, it's just, I don't really know if we can actually connect and be friends because it feels like a very essential question to relationships. Excuse me! I still have toad venom stuck in my lungs from doing toad venom this weekend. Smoking it. And I was the only one out of the entire group that didn't have a really cool experience with it. But that's fine. I don't even care. It wasn't like it was the one that I was looking forward to the most. But on a real note, I trust. If you don't get the gist of what I'm talking about doing 5-MeO, DMT, Bufo. I went to a retreat this weekend and it was super, super profound. And I feel like a lot of people talk about their psychedelic experiences and report them and whatever. And I've done that before too. But this is like one of the first ones I've had where I was like, it's not for anybody else. It's not for me to talk about. It's not for me to post it on the internet. And to be honest, I don't really know if I want to share it a whole lot with my friends either. It just really felt like one that like only applies to me. And I made necessary shifts inside of it. And I found some deep clarity about myself. And I released something that was very, very heavy living inside of me my entire life. So that's the gist of what happened, and it was very cool. And you would think going into the experience that what I would want to work on would be more of like, oh, I lost my job. Because I recently lost my job unexpectedly. Like, they were like, next week we're done. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Sick, dog. My first job making really good money, doing relatively easy stuff. Yeah, sure, just take it away from me. I loved working there too, like the people were amazing. It's nothing against the owners, it was like a situation pretty out of their control. And I loved the owners, so it was like heartbreaking for everyone involved. I think, unless some people don't care, which they probably don't. Good for them. But I feel like it was more than just losing a job to me because of the fact that the same weekend that I lost my job, and it was the last weekend working there, I moved into my van. If I was just living in a house and being stationary, it would have been like, well, shit, time to get a new job. That's it. But for me, it was like more of a shock to the system because it was like, well, holy shit, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? Like, I'm now in my van, and I moved to Colorado last August. And I could quite literally just move somewhere else because I had a plan to go travel, save up a bunch of money, and then travel next year. But all of a sudden, this universe is presenting me with this opportunity to do that now and get unemployment that's not paying me very well at all. But good enough for living in a van, I guess. I'm not paying rent. If I was paying rent, I would have been like, oh, gotta get a job, you know? Someone just parked their car and got out. They're probably like, what is going on in there? Oh, God. What was I saying? It must not have been important. Oh, so the universe is presenting me with this opportunity to push up the plans that I had later in time and still make money while I'm doing them, which is obviously not the point of that program. But everyone else got to take advantage of it during COVID, and I didn't get it because I quit my job 1 month before everything hit the fan and everyone got unemployment. There's been many things and many mistakes I've made in life, and that is one of them. And the other one is this morning, blowing through a yellow light in a stoplight that I knew had a red light camera, and now I have another ticket to pay. And I expect that to come in the mail in a month. Those are my 2 mistakes I've made in life. I'm not happy about it. But it's like, I'm getting money from the government anyways, and let me just give it right back to you. Like, it's not mine, I guess. Like, I don't really care. I don't know. But then all of a sudden I was presented with this opportunity to do something that I wanted to do significantly sooner. At first I was like, nah, it felt really good to make good money. I think I want to continue making money and stay here. But that was my original plan, and all of a sudden the universe, out of thin air, is like, go a different route if you want. If I would have chose to stay here, it would have been an empowered choice because I really sat with it and thought about it. But after being away for a while, I feel like I really do want to travel. I feel very complete with this current chapter that I've done and completed in Colorado. Because at first I was like, I want to make my roots deeper, but I really, really solidified my roots with the friend group that I moved out here to be with. I solidified that, and I rooted that so deep in. And when I was saying I wanted to root deeper, there was like other friend groups that I wanted to get deeper with. But I think the universe really wanted me to come here, and the reason why I came here is for the friends that I met and that brought me here to live here. And I really did dig my roots with them, and they will always be there for me. So I really can just do whatever, float off, and come back whenever I feel called to come back. Yeah, so now I think I'm going to travel. And before, it was kind of like, oh my God, I made it here in my van. I almost broke down on the way. I'm just going to stay here and sell it and whatever. But I feel like I have some trust in her to get me there safely just fine. I say that with pure 100% confidence. So anyways, that's who I am as a human being and what I'm dealing with at the moment. And yeah, and I really want to build my roots in California and meet some new people. And so there's a festival happening there, and festivals are great ways to meet people. And I felt really called to that festival, really, really called. So I think I'm going to go do that. And yeah, because I fell in love with California the first time I went there. It was the first time that I actually car camped. Fun fact, I bought my van before I ever car camped. Piece of advice to anyone wanting to do van life: sleep in your fucking car first, okay? Like, you don't understand how important that is. Sleep in your car first. Understand how much you actually need. Because I was like, oh my God, I need to build this out into a house. Like, I need all this shit. And I car camped with my friend in the back of his Jeep. And I was like, bro, I just need a good place to sleep at night. That's all I need. And so, like, I really didn't even need to buy this huge thing. And sprinters are expensive, by the way. If no one's told you that, I don't see it on the fucking internet anywhere. It's not like purchasing them that's expensive, because I bought a 2006. It was at a really good price. It was a really great, great deal. But it has a Mercedes-Benz engine, okay? And it has a very specific engine that not many mechanics work on, okay? I call 10 mechanics. One of them will say, maybe I can work on that. Some of them say, I don't fit in my shop. Others say, I don't know how to work on that. All right? And then they work on it. Anything that I get done in here, I expect it to be over $1,000 for sure. Multiple things getting done, thousands of dollars for sure. Thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent mechanically on this thing. And don't even mention the back of it, okay? And then I hit a deer an hour into my first time trying to move into it. Everything can be gone just like that. So I would recommend sleeping in your car, being like, am I a bougie bitch or not? Do I need a whole fucking house in my vehicle? Can I afford that? Because some of y'all can. But I feel like most of my audience can't, okay? If we can't afford it, don't buy it. Let's not try it. We can piss in a jug. We can eat food off the ground. Like, it's okay. But yeah, that was my first time going to California. Anywho, back to the fucking point. Jesus. That was my first time was going to California, a trip to California where I slept in a Jeep for the first time. And it really opened my eyes and made me go, oh, van life is not intimidating, because I had the van for like 4 years before I ever did anything with it. And at that point, it was like 2 or 3 years. And finally, once I like slept in a Jeep, I was like, oh, I don't need everything that I thought I did. I was like, just the bare essentials. At first, I was just going to throw a bed in here and go. But then I was like, I'll do a floor. And then I'll insulate it. And then it was just like a slow unfolding of realizing what I felt like were essentials after spending like a night or two in it, or just like learning what is essential to me. And when I hit the deer that night, I realized just having all my stuff in here, willy-nilly, able to fly forward, is not good. And sleeping with all my stuff around me and my bed that unfolds and folds was just cluttered as fuck. And so a bed frame was important to me to be able to store stuff underneath and lock it up if I need to, you know? So, yeah. And California was beautiful. We slept on many pullouts on the coast, and I just fucking fell in love with it. And we went to Yosemite, and my first time at Yosemite, we did mushrooms, and it's the first time I really, really experienced like a full open heart, like just full on blasted open. It was so beautiful, and it changed my life. And every time I've went to California, I've received profound healing, and I've always loved it. And I know there's a lot of downfalls to it. Like, it's expensive as fuck and whatever. So that's why I live in my vehicle. I chose homelessness over living in nice, warm homes because that's just who I am as a person. I am a lunatic, certified gypsy by my astrologer. It's my life purpose. Okay, guys, so I'm supposed to be homeless and jobless. It's what the universe wants for me, apparently. So yeah, and being able to travel and have a sense of freedom is very important to me. It's not so good for like commitments and relationships though, because sometimes I get so stuck and I'm like, do I want to be in a relationship or not? Do I want to be in love and have stability or not? It sounds good someday, but in this moment, I don't think it's very conducive to the freedom and experience I want to experience as a 22-year-old lady. I am 22. By the way, I am a child. I'm not like the other 22-year-olds, though. Don't get it twisted. I'm literally not. One of my biggest pet peeves is like other people comparing their 22-year-old experience to mine and trying to fit mine with that one. And I'm like, it's not the same, honey. We are not the same. We went down very different fucking paths. Whoever the fuck you were at 22 is nothing like who I am at 22. Okay? Okay, honey, like, stop. Stop trying. Stop trying to make me fit into the 22-year-old box inside your head. And get my age out your head and just realize I'm a fucking human being. So that's what I'm feeling called towards at the moment. Is to travel around a bit, and this little affirmation came to me because Libby, my homegirl Libby, which is my van, she's really stressed the fucking shit out of me, and she's made my life really fucking difficult. And she knows that. She's a goddamn piece of work. Okay, she knows that. But what came through for me was let her show you why she was worth it all. And I feel like she's spoken to me before, like through songs, coming through on the radio, being like, sorry I let you down. As I just came back from the mechanic, as I was like hoping to leave like next week to go somewhere, and they're like, hey, these repairs are going to cost thousands of dollars that you don't have if you want to go. And song on the radio goes, sorry I let you down. I'm like, it's okay, I guess, but fuck, bro. So yeah, it just kind of felt like she's speaking to me to be like, let me show you why everything that you've done has been worth it. Because I moved to Colorado and I just stayed here. I wasn't ever really traveling, and I never really, when you're traveling, like, van life feels like a fuck yes. It's like luxurious. I'm not sleeping in a tent. Like, I am a rich bitch inside of a vehicle that's semi-warm and has a nice, comfortable bed. But when you're living in a city, it more so feels like glorified homelessness than it does being like a full fuck yes to living in it for me. Sometimes I'm just like, this is so cool. And other times I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't know. Why did I choose this? Yeah, so I think traveling is going to allow me to really get the benefit of the whole reason why I bought this van. Because I feel like I wouldn't really be qualified to say I did van life if I didn't travel. You know? Like, then it's just, you lived in your vehicle and you were homeless, bro. Like, be for real. And it'll be cool to get this, like, full experience with her. And hopefully everything goes smoothly. You know? It's all we can pray for, but I have a feeling everything will be fine. If it's not fine, I'm used to it. So at this point, whatever. Okay? I'm fucking over it. So that'll be beautiful. I'm really looking forward to that, and that's going to be in a few weeks, probably. I got my boy Steve in my cup holder. He's an aloe plant. That was very necessary information for you to know, by the way. It really was. I fucking love Steve, dude. Like, when I first got Steve, I was like, dude, you're a fucking Steve. And I would look at him and laugh. I was like, you're so fucking ugly. And you look like a Steve. You look like you should be named Steve. And I would just, like, it would bring me so much joy just to look at him when I first got him. I was like, you're ridiculous. Steve, you're just a fucking joke sitting in my room. Like, in a funny way, you know, not like in a, you know, condescending way. It was more like, Steve, I love you. You seem like a funny guy. And he's brought me a lot of joy in that aspect. But yeah, I guess I'm going to leave it here because, you know, sometimes podcasts just get too long. And I guess this is a podcast now. And when this was just me making videos on YouTube, which is still going to be on YouTube, don't you worry. I figured it'd be smarter to put this audio on other platforms so I can reach more people who want to listen to me for whatever reason. So yeah, welcome to DaPoddy, the first episode. It's a very serious podcast, so please take me serious. If you don't take me serious, I'm going to be very, very upset, and there's going to be consequences. I'm not sure what they are, but there's going to be consequences. I'm going to come into your dream, and I'm going to fart in your face, okay? And I'm going to give you pink eye. So please take me serious. Okay, well, that's all. Please subscribe, follow, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. I've never made a podcast before. Do the thing. Do the thing that other people tell you to do, because I don't know what it is. But please do it. Please help out a homeless, jobless girl. Just help her. Show me a little love. Yeah. Keep me inspired to show up, because it's harder when you don't see the impact that things you say have on people, because I know I said very, very impactful things today, like farting on your face. So I want to feel like I really changed your life with these statements I've made today. But yeah, I love you, and I appreciate you for, you know, maybe I don't love you, I don't really know you, but I really do appreciate you at the very least, and I like you as a person. I'm assuming you're pretty cool, because I'm only putting out a vibe to attract cool people in here. So if you're here, welcome. Goodbye, guys. I love you. Bye.